Hey everyone, Meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center here for our Sunday edition of 19 at 6. We're streaming wherever you get your news and weather. The 24/7 weather streaming channel. We're live on YouTube. We're live on fox19.com as well as on the Fox 19 News and First Alert weather apps. And we're also live on Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. And there you'll be able to comment. Have any questions, you can ask those there, and I'll try my best to answer those, whatever questions you may have. So, good evening. Hopefully you've all had a pretty nice day so far, despite the weather out there being, well, really hit or miss. That's the kind of the term to use today, or phrase rather, because of these scattered showers, even some thunderstorms. In fact, we have a thunderstorm right now over towards the southwestern portions of Hamilton County, moving towards the Addison area, towards Sailor Park, looking at some good downpours as well as a lot of frequent cloud or ground lightning with that. Nothing severe, as we told you yesterday, but we are looking at these scattered showers actually becoming a little less numerous now. We're beginning to lose that daytime heating, and that's what's kind of helped spark these showers and storms earlier today, but they're beginning to fall apart. We're going to still see some scattered showers here this evening. You see some activity towards Muncie. It's right up here to the top. The banner's kind of hiding some of that, but that's going to make its way down here. Could see some redevelopment for the next couple of hours, but just after sunset, I think things will come to an end. So that's what's happening right now on radar. As I always promise, they'll give you the first couple of minutes. I'm going to give you tonight's forecast, tomorrow's forecast, and the updated 7-day forecast, which I will say is cooler than what I showed you yesterday. So let's go ahead and dive into that right now. Here we go. Once this computer loads, it's a lot faster than it was yesterday, though right now it's kind of a little slight hiccup, but we're good. Overnight tonight, temperatures are going to dip down to around 65 degrees, and we're going to call it mostly cloudy. The showers are going to come to an end, but it's still going to remain with more clouds overnight. And then for tomorrow, we're going to start off with mostly cloudy conditions, but eventual sunshine will take hold, and it'll also be breezy with a high of around 77 degrees. And that 7-day forecast here, you'll see Monday is going to be, again, clearing throughout the afternoon. And then Tuesday, a little bit chillier. Morning lows in the mid-50s, highs in the mid-70s. And then Wednesday morning, the coldest of what has been this summer so far, with a morning low of just 50 degrees. And then we do see temperatures get warmer and eventually back to the mid-80s by Friday, low 90s as we head on into the weekend. Made a few of these changes. They're subtle changes, nothing significant compared to what I showed you yesterday on 19 at 6. But as you can see, it's a dry stretch. So any of the rain that happened today is the last of the rain until at least the following week. And I'll show you that in the extended forecast model data in just a moment. But if you need the rain, hopefully you had some of that rain both yesterday and today, as well as Friday, I guess. But if you didn't get the rain, well, you're looking at another dry stretch of weather here in the Fox 19 Now viewing area and across much of the Ohio Valley for that matter. So tomorrow, starting off with a lot of cloud cover, eventually becoming sunny, and then we've got a stretch of sunshine through next weekend. So we'll talk more details about this, but I wanted to give you that promise, as I always do, to show you that 7-day forecast within the, first few minutes of 19 at 6, barring any technical difficulties or barring any severe weather, which we don't have, and we won't have for quite some time. So the first I want to show you is our Newport Levee camera, and it always shows dark for a moment. It's just the rendering of the video. It's a high quality image, and you'll see behind me, well, the darker skies, and that's from that storm that's over towards Addison as well as into the Sailor Park area. A good downpour showing up there. And this might make its way pretty close to downtown. It might just miss it, but it's looking like it's pretty darn close. In fact, I'll pull it up on radar real quick just to double check. Because we've been, okay, so it's growing. It's growing right over downtown. So it is going to perhaps bring in some good downpours for the Reds game. In fact, you can see visibility reducing just behind the ballpark. It's a good little shower, some thunder and lightning with it as well. And it's going to make its way through portions of downtown Cincinnati. Right now it is 77 degrees. And this is a beautiful view as always, but you can see the storms are getting pretty close. And we'll take a look at another vantage point. This is our Fox 19 tower camera, which is located towards Fairmount, looking towards downtown. And this is going to show, well, there it is. That cell that's growing is already bringing rain over towards the west end. Even in Fairmount, you can see the raindrops coming down on the camera, and it's going to move over towards portions of downtown. Now, these are not long-lived showers. They kind of pulsate, so they're blowing up, bringing in rain. They move through, they weaken, and they fall apart. They bring in some breezy conditions with them as well, sometimes. Not all of them. A lot of them have just been rather meager with the winds, but we have seen maybe gusts at around 20 at best in any of these showers, or rumbles of thunder. But again, nothing severe like it was yesterday, which did cause some damage for folks over towards Manchester, towards Peebles, Mount Orab, and then I believe also towards Tollsboro and Concord, Ripley areas. Those are the reports, at least I have seen, from the storms that moved through yesterday of any kind of damage. We'll look at the storm report map updated here in a moment. But again, right now it is 77 degrees here in Cincinnati. Take a look real quick at the comments or questions on our Facebook page as well as my Facebook page. Dana says, no rain in Aurora, Indiana today. Are we going to get any tonight? No. Just after sunset, we're done with rain for a while. So if you didn't get any, you have a chance this evening. So a pop-up chance, can't quite rule it out through about 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, I think we're done with the rain. And in fact, like I said, if you missed the 7-day about 4 or 5 minutes ago, we're not going to see any rain for at least a week. Jane says, hello to you. And Amber commenting, rain in Delhi now. Yeah, it's actually this particular cell. It's kind of grown itself, and earlier it was over towards Addison, but the last couple of scans has shown it really growing. In fact, what I'm going to do now is take a look at radar and watch this cell. Again, there's some thunder and lightning with it, a good downpour, and not much in the way of winds, but could be a light breeze from the moisture moving through. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this. And you can see its characteristics of it kind of growing a little bit wider here. You turn off lightning. We know there's lightning there. So here is that cell. You can see a lot of orange with it and even a little bit of red indicating some heavy downpours with this, but it's not long living. In fact, it's actually beginning to show signs of weakening. And as I was mentioning, these cells are not long living cells, but they're kind of all over the place. They're kind of popcorn variety. Just with this atmosphere, it's just those right conditions. But it is bringing in some of those downpours towards downtown and then also towards the west side and to folks right along the Ohio River, there towards River Road. Even towards Hebron, so towards the airport, also seeing some of that shower activity. Also some showers south of Florence. It looks like here towards Union, Kentucky. Just to the west of Independence there, Richwood, over towards Devon, along I-71, 75. And then it is moving towards Independence. At least this, well, you can't really see where I'm circling at, but it could get really close to the western half of Independence. Also, a few light showers over towards southern portions of Bracken County, to the south of Goforth, west of Morgan. So it's heading towards Marcus, if you're familiar with that area, right along Kentucky Route 330. Then we also have a few light showers over towards, it looks like Anderson Township, Newtown, St. Bernard, a few light showers there. And again, these are really spotty, so not everyone's seeing it, but the folks who are seeing it, and for a treat with wet road conditions, which I do want to bring up a subject that earlier today we had a lot of accidents. Now I can't say because I don't know if the accidents were weather related or not. However, there's a correlation involved. But I do want to say that if you are traveling here this afternoon or this evening behind one of these downpours, with how dry it's been, the roads, you know, with cars driving by, with how dry it's been, oil can kind of secrete on the top of the roadway there. And when you have the raindrops interacting with that, the oil and the water doesn't mix really well together. And in fact, the oil will sit on top of the water, and it creates kind of this slippery surface. So I'm sure if you were traveling earlier today, whenever it did rain, you probably felt your car move around a little bit, maybe just a little bit. And it's because of, again, those roads being a little slippery. So keep that in mind if you are traveling this evening. Late tonight, though, no issues because things will be drying out pretty quickly here in the region. And we'll switch now to our radar in motion with cloud cover. And you can see we do have a lot of cloud cover here in the tri-states, so mostly cloudy conditions. Not a good day to get a tan, at least just considering with these showers and not a long duration of sunshine. But there is more activity here to the north over towards Muncie, Indiana right here. Also to the north of Dayton right here, a few showers here. And then we got these waves here. So these will move through. They are going to persist, again, for the next few hours. But after sunset, things will quickly dry out. In fact, you can see kind of the end of this kind of activity because the low pressure system that's causing all of this is actually moving off to the north and the east. We'll widen this out just a little bit more. And the low pressure is right here. So if you can see kind of the motion of the rain here, it's right towards Toronto. Yesterday it was up here. We were kind of seeing a lot more of that action. We had a little bit more heat to allow those storms to be strong or severe. And at this point, we're not seeing that. A little bit colder now. And we'll take a look at the folks are asking about the moisture or the humidity out there right now. We'll show that map here in just a moment. I do want to look back at yesterday, though. First, let's look at the storm reports, just because I think there might be additional reports that might have come out since our 19atSIX yesterday. So let's go ahead and take a look. Well, actually, these are all the reports that we discussed yesterday. Tollsboro, Manchester, Peebles, Mount Orab. Those are the locations that I discussed yesterday, and those are the only reports that have come in. If you do have additional reports, of course, as well as photos or videos, you can send those to us at fox19.com/pics. You can also email me, ethan.emery@fox19.com. Let's look back at what happened today. We'll take a look at the humidity as well as the winds and temperatures right now. Here across the Fox 19 Now viewing area. This is officially from CVG. Today's high was 83 degrees, so a little bit warmer than what we had forecast. We had a high of 80 in the forecast. Got a little bit warmer, and it's because of those breaks in the rain. Had some of that sunshine, helped warm things up pretty quickly. Morning low, pretty much on par with what we thought, 66 degrees. Not much rainfall at CVG as of 5 p.m. These come in around 5 o'clock in the evening. They'll update it late tonight, and that'll hold true to what really happened today. They have to review some of the observations to ensure that there was no errors or anything with the data. And right now, still looking okay. Temperatures are mild. We got the mid to upper 70s for most of the tri-state. Once the map loads, you'll see that we even have a couple spots near 80. CVG right now, 79. So this just came in. And you can see also 79 up in Lebanon, 75 down in Falmouth, a little bit cooler there, a little bit even cooler over towards Richmond, Indiana at 73. Most of us, though, are in the mid-70s. And dew points, the measure of the moisture in the air. Folks are asking about humidity. It's still humid when you step outside. Though it is cooler, it is still humid, and it's because of all this rain that's moving on in. We do have some drier air working its way in going into tomorrow. Though tonight into tomorrow morning, it'll still feel a little humid. Manageable, but still a little humid nonetheless. In fact, what I'm going to do now is pull up a regional map of the dew points. And that way you can see where that dry air is. And we'll eventually have that here in the tri-state. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, but I'm certainly a fan of lower humidity. So here it is. Once it loads, you'll see that we do have a lot drier air over to the north and west. All of this right here. So the low is about right here. And we have all this cloud cover. We have all these showers through here. That's why it's still a little bit humid over portions of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region. But you do see some of these lower dew points, low 60s, upper 50s. That is going to dig its way into our region, and as it does, it's going to pull in a lot more milder, drier air into the tri-state. And we will certainly welcome that, at least for outdoor activities, though I know for folks who need the rain, not so welcome. And right now the winds, Again, they're not really that significant. A little bit of a breeze out there with some of those showers, but we're not looking at anything of significance with these winds. Yeah, generally around 5 to 15 miles per hour. So a breeze, a noticeable breeze, but nothing more than that. We got some more comments. Take a look at those real quick on the Fox 19 Facebook page and on my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. So Jane asks, how humid will it be? It will be a lot more comfortable tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a little humid this evening and tonight. As I showed, the dew points are still in the mid to upper 60s, and they'll be falling a little bit into the mid 60s tonight, but it's not going to really drop out until tomorrow afternoon. We have some more sunshine, a little bit of mixing from the winds, which will show that forecast model data of the gusty winds we can expect tomorrow in a moment. Dana says, thank you. You're absolutely welcome. Sheila was thankful to finally get some rain in West Union. Guess I'll be mowing the first of the week. Yeah. I do know a lot of locations. Folks have been wanting to mow, but it's been so dry they can't mow. And a lot of brown grass. So hopefully this rain made those yards a little bit greener. Crystal saying heading into Batavia Eastgate. Yeah, a few showers are popping up there. I showed that on the radar a moment ago. We'll pull it back up. That there was some shower activity over towards Anderson, Newtown area, which not far from Eastgate. Brenda asking about Bethel. We're looking at a few showers, chances through the next couple of hours here for pretty much everybody. You can see right now, Bethel is, of course, dry. But this cluster here, kind of the motion of it, let me go ahead and get my fancy drawing line. So this line here is generally moving in this direction, which makes sense given the low is moving off to the east. So some of this activity here over towards the Eastgate, Union Township area, over towards Anderson, could make its way towards the Bethel area, probably the next, I would say, 35 to 45 minutes for you folks in Bethel. And again, the showers are not going to be a long living situation, but it will be a good little downpour, a little bit of a gust of wind, maybe some lightning with it. And remember, if you do hear thunder, you want to go inside until the storm is no more, which won't be very long considering how fast these little clusters of showers and storms are moving. Look at my Facebook page real quick, and then we'll go ahead and dive on into the forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Okay. So, hopefully you all had a great Sunday. I know yesterday was pretty active. We had the storms that moved through, and for some, not all, everybody saw the storms, but hopefully your weekend went well. Hopefully that you don't have the Sunday scaries. If you don't know what the Sunday scaries are, it's a term that millennials and Gen Z have kind of used. And that is just being anxious for the work week ahead, because the last of your weekend is getting thinner and thinner. But you know what? You can't stop time, so you got to take a deep breath, enjoy the moment. So hopefully you're enjoying the moment here this Sunday evening, enjoying this moment right now on 19atSIX. Debbie saying, as the rain ended for today, again, like I said, still some pop-up chances for showers. A lot of us will be drier this evening because the daytime heating has come to an end. Temperatures are beginning to get a little bit cooler next couple of hours, but still going to keep those chances at least through 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, I think we'll all be dry. Daryl says, thank you for all the updates. Hey, nice to see you, Daryl. Thank you for commenting and supporting me. Long-time family friend, so great to see them commenting. Haven't had a chance to see them in a long time. Hard to make the trip up towards New Vienna, but hopefully I get to see you sometime soon. That's all the questions right now, so we'll go ahead and dive into the forecast for tonight. So tonight we got a low of about 65 degrees. We'll call it mostly cloudy. So again, maybe a few light showers just before 10 o'clock, and then after that, drier air works in. Still a lot of cloud cover rolling through, and into tomorrow morning, it'll be mostly cloudy. We go into tomorrow, though, as the day progresses, clouds will decrease. However, the winds will increase, and that's going to limit the high temperatures, I believe, to just about 70, 7 degrees. And what we're going to do now is look at the wind forecast, the wind gust forecast, and show you what we could expect with regards to how gusty it'll be on Monday. So right now, this is doing a fairly good job. Gusts have been generally at or less than 20 miles per hour. So we go into tonight, we play this out. Still a little bit of a breeze overnight. Nothing crazy, maybe a gust of about 15 at best overnight, at best. Generally, it's going to be a little bit lower than this. This is just the maximum for these specific locations through a 3-hour period. We go into Monday mid-morning. Gusts could get up to about 20, 25 miles per hour. And then Monday afternoon, gusts could get close to 30 miles per hour. And when you have those gusty winds, you're going to have cooler air rushing in. The air is a bit more dense. So what's going to happen is as that air moves in, the moisture is dropping. You're going to have what we call kind of a mixing effect. And that mixing is going to keep the temperatures a little bit down for tomorrow, despite the fact that we'll see some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. And so highs will generally be around the mid-70s. In fact, you'll see it here on our muggy meter, and that muggy meter is going to show a sharp drop in the muggy conditions for this evening into tonight. And then we're going to take a look at, you can see here, it's very low. So still humid here this evening. Dew points are generally around the mid-60s. We go into tomorrow morning. We're still looking at dew points in the 60s. And then we go into Monday afternoon. So where this line is, that's indicating about 2 o'clock on Monday. So we begin to fall with those dew points below 60 degrees. And then Monday evening, dew points are falling into the mid-50s. Tuesday afternoon, dew points getting into the 40s. So very dry air. And that dry air is going to be persistent through Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, dew points will begin to rise, but it's not going to be that noticeable. In fact, the dew points, I think this model is a little bit egregious. Dew points will probably be below 60. So through the whole week, the air will be dry and comfortable, with the exception of Monday morning. Monday morning, not bad, but it'll be a little humid. But as the clouds break away, the humidity will drop. And no need to show you the forecast model data for the near term because nothing's happening. Although, I come to think of it, I probably will show the next couple of hours given this shower activity that's moving through. So let's do that first, and then I'll show you the long range forecast model. So this model's doing an okay job. It's showing, again, the pop-up showers in the area. And I'll put this full screen, that way I don't miss folks over towards southeast Indiana. So here we go. You can see 7 o'clock, still a couple of those pop-up showers. By after 9 o'clock, notice it's dry. Still some light activity to our north, but I think that is going to have a hard time making it here. In fact, the model agrees. And it does show maybe a little bit of activity over towards the Chillicothe area, towards the Scioto Valley. But for us, looking dry. And I think a lot of that's actually just going to be some thicker clouds in those areas. And now let's take a look at the long-range computer model, which goes all the way out 10 days. So I did that for a specific reason, and you'll see that in a second. Let's take a look at the Facebook comments again, see if we have anybody additionally chiming in. Hey, Civic says, hello from Oxford. Hey, good evening to you. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday evening. Got some more comments. Carolyn says, hey, Ethan from Hillsboro. Beautiful here. Hillsboro's always beautiful. I love my hometown. And it's always nice to hear from somebody out there. And I'm going to try to make my way over there tomorrow if I can. Cindy says, hello. Hello to you as well. It's all the comments on the on my Facebook page. Nobody else has chimed in on the Fox 19 Facebook page, so we shall continue. So here is a regional model. This model goes out to 10 days. And notice, it's dry all week. I'm just going to go ahead and play it through. There's Thursday. Here's Friday. Just a little bit of cloud cover Friday. It's just from daytime heating. Warmer air is working in. In fact, there is a ridge of high pressure. It's going to build in from the west-southwest into the Ohio Valley beginning Thursday afternoon, Thursday night into Friday. And it's going to continue to build in for the weekend. Notice kind of how the cloud structures are. They're kind of moving like this. It's because the ridge is moving this way. So it's getting closer and getting closer. What I'm alluding to is, the ridge riders, the pattern we've been seeing sometime this summer. So this model is showing some activity up towards northern Ohio and in Michigan. And notice how it curls back to the south and west. That's a very classic example of those clusters of storms. We call them MCSs. You're probably hearing that term a lot, not just from me, but other meteorologists or weather enthusiasts. Ridge riders, another term. I like to refer to them as cluster of storms because it keeps it simple. You know what storms are. It's a cluster, means it's kind of all clustered together. However, this, according to this model, has it missing the tri-state. It could impact us. So this is over a week out, mind you. So this pattern is going to change quite a bit in terms of where this is going to go, where it'll set up, if it'll set up. But keep in mind that beginning, not this week, but next week, we could fall into an unsettled pattern. And these things can bring in some heavy rain, some strong winds, thunder, and lightning. So for those of you who need the rain, who haven't seen the rain this weekend, you got to wait until next week to even see the chance for those showers and storms. So this is Monday. We go into Tuesday. Here you go. Another example. This thing's developing further a little bit to the west. And watch what happens. It's going to move to the south and maybe pivot to the southwest. There we go. It moved to the south and west. By Tuesday night, we've got some activity over our region. And then we go into Wednesday, and there it is. And the model stops Wednesday midday. So, in short, we're going to be staying dry all the way until at least next Monday. Next Monday, I think we have a chance. The chance is not great, but it's there. And trying to forecast these things, these ridge riders, MCSs, whatever you want to call them, is extremely tricky. In fact, knowing where one will set up and the direction of which it'll move, really, there are times where it takes about an hour or two before it moves to really know the direction of which it'll go, as well as the extent of which it'll grow. And with that, the pattern does show that it's present, but where it'll set up, a lot to be determined because of where the ridge is going to set up, where the edge of the ridge is, where you have differences in temperature, differences in humidity. Those things really make a difference, and this is really far out. So if you're curious, if you really want to know my thoughts, let's go and jump to the 7-day real quick, trying to get that rolling. The forecast is dry all the way through Sunday. After Sunday is when we're going to have to start watching for those shower and storm chances. Right now, I think the chances are rather low because those things can be very sporadic. And right now, the models are keeping things mainly dry for us, at least until Wednesday. But we have to check back, of course, as you always have to, for a weather forecast for not tomorrow, but the next Monday, at least through the following Thursday. There could be some daily chances of showers and storms. And when it's not raining, it'll be hot. In fact, you can see it there. Saturday and Sunday, highs will be in the low 90s. And we'll keep it in the upper 80s and low 90s for the first half of the following week. So I've dug into the data a little bit, and it's going to be staying above normal with temperatures at least through, let me double check the dates, that way I don't screw those up, at least through the end of August. So this week we've got a nice cool down, a taste of fall, if you will. I don't know when pumpkin spice latte comes out. I don't know when stores will bring or introduce more apple cider. But if you do have those opportunities, you get to at least experience a little bit of fall tomorrow, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. So first half of the work week, feeling nice if you like fall. Then after Wednesday, actually really after Thursday afternoon, will things begin to feel like August. Because the summertime heat's not over yet. We still got August to go through. we still got part of September to go through before we even approach fall. So with that, pretty dry forecast this week. And again, keep an eye on the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at least, for the chances for some pop-up showers and storms from what could be some clusters of storms. No additional comments on the Fox 19 Facebook page. Let's look at my Fox 19 or my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. And no additional comments there. So at this point, what we're going to go ahead and do is sign off because I got to get ready for the newscast tonight, which by the way, we're going to go on late tonight due to sports, I believe. And I think we're going to go on at 11, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes we don't know these things to the last minute, but we're going to go on late tonight. So if you want to stay up late with us, you're welcome to do so. It'll be Courtney and myself, as well as our incredibly talented sports team, our incredibly talented reporter, Alexis Martin, and the whole crew's here for the Sunday night newscast, our regular weekend Sunday night newscast. But again, we're going to go on late tonight, so hopefully if you need to go to bed early tonight or maybe you don't want to stay awake that late, at least you got the forecast to keep in mind. And of course, if you want to get those news headlines, sports headlines, you can always go to fox19.com or the Fox 19 News app. So, with all that being said, thank you all so much for joining us here on this Sunday edition of 19 at 6. After tonight, I'm going to have, of course, my normal weekend, Mondays and Tuesdays. But Monday morning, beginning at 4:30, Frank Marzullo's got you updated on the forecast, tracking the cloud cover, tracking the sunshine, and the comfortable air that's going to be in place here going into the first half of this week. So thank you all so much for joining us on this Sunday edition of 19 at 6.